Hey, what's up? I want to talk about cardology. Cardology was introduced to me a couple years ago, and this was after I had received my first tarot reading. I had got a personal reading where I went to the person's establishment. They did a reading for me, and I left amazed, baffled, feeling a lot of different ways. But then I started feeling mad, like, how does this person know all these things and I don't know these things? How is that possible? And I was trying to figure it out, and someone introduced me to cardology, where they kind of explain where, playing cards are used to explain these numbers that are assigned to you, and it's basically taking the astrological meaning. It's like astrology is the top tier of it all. With astrology comes numerology, which comes tarot reading as well. It's like explaining the energies. So with cardology, it's taking the numerology and the energy readings, combining it to where it defines it in these planetary cycles. So what I do is I usually give people yearly spreads, which allows them to see what's going on from each planetary cycle and then apply it to their life, to where they can see, what's happening, what's going to happen, what type of people will be testing them, what would their business or money be like, what would their relationships be like. But my purpose of kind of studying cardology is to prove that we are in a simulation, so to say, because astrology explains this multiple stories that are playing out based on the movement of the stars. But at the same time, those energies affect everyone within this dimension. And then you have certain individuals, which are usually celebrities, not all, but some. Most of the time, these celebrities are playing out astrological stories as well. We can see when certain stories happen in the news that is also an astrological story. So if these stories repeat constantly based on where you are born and the time you're born, and that energy cycle is assigned to you, that made me equate to, okay, there's an already written pattern. Doesn't necessarily mean that we have to follow that pattern, but why does that pattern or that program even exist in the first place? So with cardology, the stories are more relatable to where you see it play out more realistically. Sometimes the astrological meanings or explanations are so big and so grand, there isn't really a variation of how it can happen to you. And you might think, well, that's never going to happen to me, but it's probably going to happen to you, but on a different variation, a different level. And that's where cardology kind of comes into place, where it can kind of tell you what type of level of energy you're going to experience. So when I do a cardology reading for someone, I'm usually looking at their birth card, I'm looking at their planetary card, and their personality card. For me, this is kind of like looking at tarot when you look at your sun, your moon, and your rising. So it's like the cards you're born under, what cards you act like, and then it's kind of like your emotional state too as well, which would be kind of like your moon. And when I do these yearly spreads, they're usually over 60 pages long. It's a PDF file. It takes me a while to do. Sometimes it might take me a week, 4 days or 5 days to do, because I'm typing up a lot of pages. So it's like a PDF file that you can keep throughout the year you can keep looking at it every time you go into a new cycle, planetary cycle. You can look and see what's going to happen, kind of reflect back and see, validate what has happened, what got you in that situation. So it's kind of like it allows you to look ahead, and even when you look backwards, you can kind of correct yourself in the present as well. So to me, it's better than kind of doing a tarot reading. The tarot readings are kind of like, telling you the energy, but the cardology is going to give you way more in depth of what that energy is, whether it be a job, moving, finances, relationships. It's going to be more detailed, and it gives you a real window because these energies are happening in between these planetary cycles. So you can look at the date and see when these energies will affect you. So I'm just going to pull one card because I didn't really want to do a energy read. I just kind of wanted to talk about cardology. And then I got my new computer, so now I'm back up and running. I'm able to do my videos. I can edit better now. I can edit faster. What else? I gotta start all my music and everything back over again, but that's cool. But yeah, this is just a quick video, kind of just talk about cardology. I'm gonna post other videos because I don't feel like talking about it. Basically, I don't want to sit here and talk for hours about cardology, so I'll just make some short videos to kind of explain it to those that don't understand what it is. Then if you want a cardology read, it is for current age to your next birthday. The turnaround time on it is about, like I said, a week, maybe less depending, but it's usually I'm typing over 60 pages, and it's a PDF file you can keep. I'm doing it at a cheap rate because of the time that it takes to do. It really is costs way more than what I'm charging. But I wanted to do enough for people to where they can see these charts and kind of share it with other people and see how it helps them out. So I'm just going to pull one card and see how it applies to getting a cardology read. The Tower in reverse. Number 16. Why is it so hard for me to find that? The Tower represents sudden, unexpected change that makes something we have built over time and rather quickly forces us to start over or reset. The Tower is the 16th encounter for the Fool, teaching the lesson that life is a constant and at any time it can be blown up, forcing us to make unexpected adjustments. Symbolism. Figures fall from a monolithic structure as energy rips through the atmosphere around the tower. So upright in reverse, it means the same thing. Unexpected change, sudden catastrophe, and traditions failing. So that's kind of the same thing a cardology read does. It gives you both aspects of doing something as well, where a tarot read is kind of just like the energy, but the cardology read kind of gives you both sides, because there is a dualism to everything. Because, even though we're told that there's 12 zodiac signs, it really isn't that many. It's 6, but it's doubled. For every sign there is an opposite sign, but they are the same sign. It's just that the energies are flipped. So it's like when you start learning that all these different modalities, anything that is division is just dividing from something that is a whole. So, these modalities of tarot reading, cardology, numerology, they're only divisions of something, of a whole program. So it's not about trying to get all your information from one modality. It's more than one. And that's all I got. I'll holler at y'all later.